Hi everyone, my name is Kiki and welcome to our first Med Talk.
Hi guys, I'm Erin.
And my name's Josh.
And we're all part of the Med International team. We've probably met some of you while on tour and also in our mobile clinics. We're super excited for this new academic year. And this is the first Med Talk of the year. We're gonna have one also in October, November, February, March, and April. And it'll always be the last Tuesday of the month.
And also don't forget to sign up for service learning trips. We have all of our trip dates already online. You're more than welcome to sign up for any of those service learning trips that are online as long as they're not marked locked. Also, if your chapter has 20 or more participants that would like to go on a service learning trip and want to choose your own dates, please reach out to our MedLife representative and we can get those posted for you. Also, the registration fee has been changed from $200 to just $25, so this should facilitate anyone who wants to go on a service learning trip to be able to sign up quickly and be able to start fundraising for their trip.
Today we're going to be talking about two really important development issues: sustainability in the NGO sector and humane decision making. Consider a scenario where you're walking along a river and all of a sudden you hear splashing and cries for help. You see someone drowning. What do you do? If you can swim, you would probably jump into the river and try to rescue that person. Why? Because it's the humane thing to do. You see somebody in need and you take action. But was that action sustainable? Are you going to sit next to that river for the rest of your life, pulling people out and fall in? Probably not. The sustainable thing to do would be to go back and look at what caused that person to fall in the first place. Sustainability is a topic and a word that's been used a lot in the development world. But what does sustainability actually mean? Well, sustainability is defined by the UN as the ability of current generations to meet their needs without compromising the ability for future generations to meet their needs. And this often relates between three pillars: social, economic, and environmental. Sustainability in the NGO world stems from the same concept. It's the idea that projects and implementations of projects may be finite and funding for those projects may be finite, but the consequences and results of the projects are going to last beyond. This requires input from local communities to ensure that projects are 1, necessary, 2, wanted, and 3, don't already exist. This also requires projects and programming that work in tandem with other local NGOs and municipalities to ensure the longevity of projects even after funding ends. Sustainability requires long-term planning and vision to ensure that projects will continue to function even after MedLife direct intervention is ended. This doesn't mean that MedLife will not continue to oversee and work with the projects, but it means instead that we collaborate with community members to ensure the longevity of the projects.
So to discuss a little bit more of how MedLife approaches sustainability, we're going to talk about two different approaches. One is the integrated community approach and the other is the market-based approach. The integrated community approach, as you all know that you've been on a service learning trip or you've engaged with your chapter managers and discussed a little bit about how we do the work we do in the locations that we are currently in. The idea is that we're working with different systems, the ministries in the country, as well as the municipalities, as well as the local leaders in the communities, to be able to organize all of them and be able to kind of work together, so it's a very holistic approach. In particular, a great example, if you've been to Lima, you've actually been present in this, in the reality tour, or in just in general throughout the week if you've actually been in Union Santa Fe, which is where it's located. It's the Wawawasi. So the Wawawasi stands, as most of you again know, stands for baby house, and it's actually a nursery. How the Wawawasi came to be was because we were able to work with Union Santa Fe for a fair amount of time and listen to the community needs and figured out that the women in the community in particular wanted to have a place where they could leave their children during the day and be able to go to work and have an extra household income so that they're able to support their families. So for this particular case that they wanted the nursery, we were able to work with them and go to Cuna Mas, which is a nurturing program that the Ministry of Education in Peru provides in these communities. And we were able to kind of advocate for the community and be able to get the program running in the Wawawasi. So what's really cool about something like the Wawawasi is that if for some reason the community needs another program or they don't necessarily need a nursery anymore and everyone decides that this is not what they need in the future, we're able to change that up. And if they do want the Cunamas program but they see that something else is lacking, we're able to fill in the holes. The other approach that we're going to discuss is the market-based approach to sustainability. What MedLife is doing is they're utilizing the market to be able to fund certain services, the market need. So there's a market need, for example, for healthcare. Healthcare everywhere in the world is very expensive, and figuring out a way to make it as sustainable as possible and have the lowest cost possible in the communities is super important, especially in communities such as the ones that MetLife works in year round. So one of the things that you probably have seen in mobile clinics, again, or in general in our blogs and our social media, is that we have a lot of patients that need a lot of dental health care and dental support. So what we did is that we have a Met Dental Clinic in Villa Maria del Triunfo in Lima, and what this clinic does is that it provides high quality dental healthcare services to the communities. The idea is that this dental clinic is able to sustain itself in the long run, and it does certain things to subsidize the cost so that some of our patients, in particular the ones that we treat at mobile clinics and the ones that are in our patient follow-up program, they're able to access the best healthcare and best quality of dental care in general. What we're trying to do is that for cosmetic services, we're trying to use those costs at normal market cost and be able to subsidize the other costs, such as if our patient needs a dental extraction, or if they need something that is more medical related, they're able to go and have a cheaper price because something like a cosmetic treatment is a little bit more expensive and is able to subsidize the cost of that person's extraction or dental health that they needed. So it's just a way to fund these services and help these communities and these patients kind of get a better service and just have a high quality dental health care, but at a cheaper cost than what is out there. Another way that we're trying to subsidize the cost is offering dental health care plans to companies that the company will pay for their employees month to month. And with those costs, they're also able to subsidize some of our patient needs.
En nuestra área, nosotros nos encargamos de desarrollar y crear nuevos proyectos para empoderar a las comunidades.
Desarrollamos diversos tipos de proyectos, ya sean escaleras, proyectos de agua, proyectos de electrificación e inclusive proyectos de viviendas y de otros tipos de equipamiento como proyectos de guarderías, etc.
Tenemos un papel importante dentro de la organización, ya que somos nosotros los que realizamos el primer contacto con las comunidades.
La Fundación tiene 9 años trabajando en diversas zonas de periferias de Lima, en zonas de crecimiento urbano informal, en donde no existe ningún tipo de acceso a recursos básicos y las condiciones de vida no son las más adecuadas. En los distintos tipos de proyectos que realizamos, buscamos que estos sean sostenibles. Primero, en evitar causar un efecto negativo en las comunidades y en sus entornos. Además, y principalmente, buscamos capacitar y empoderar a las comunidades para que puedan ser partícipes y protagonistas de su propio desarrollo, en la ejecución de diversos proyectos que les puedan ser de utilidad a lo largo del tiempo. Además, se ha realizado un proyecto de educación que es una guardería para niños desde 6 meses hasta los 3 años, y se piensa de hacer un proyecto de un centro de educación integral, dándoles talleres de producción a las personas adultas para que puedan generar sus propios ingresos.
La sostenibilidad para nosotros está dado en solucionar necesidades de las comunidades y que éstas tengan una constancia en el tiempo. ¿Cómo así? Nosotros entramos a las comunidades mediante, digamos, la excusa de desarrollar campañas médicas, talleres educativos, pero esta etapa para nosotros es más que todo ver y evaluar cómo la comunidad se viene desarrollando y qué tan organizada está. Ahora, eso no quiere decir que nosotros, si vemos una comunidad que no está organizada, no entramos a trabajar, sino que nosotros impulsamos a que los líderes, en este caso los dirigentes de las comunidades, puedan aprender habilidades y puedan realizar una mejor gestión. Así, cuando nosotros tenemos ese primer punto de que la comunidad tiene la certeza de que va a colaborar y trabajar en equipo, nosotros podemos iniciar el proyecto de desarrollo, que es básicamente o se inicia con la ejecución de escaleras, ya que estas son, digamos, su primera necesidad vial y comunitaria para todos ellos. Es importante que la comunidad se involucre en la construcción de sus escaleras, porque ellos entienden que con el trabajo que realizan es un trabajo que va a ser para ellos, que va a quedar no solamente para ellos en esa generación, sino para sus hijos de sus hijos, y que también aprenden que el trabajo cooperativo les va a dar un mayor desarrollo como comunidad. Si nosotros pensamos no tener el apoyo de la comunidad en nuestros proyectos, no tendrían el impacto que nosotros buscamos. Como MedLife no buscamos hacer escaleras, no tenemos el premio por la realización y construcción de varias escaleras en distintos lugares, sino para nosotros lo que nos motiva en realidad es que la comunidad aprenda a gestionarse, aprenda a organizarse y más que todo que se empodere en ese tema de liderazgo y que sean ellos mismos los capaces de, no solamente con nosotros, tener el apoyo de MedLife, sino de otras organizaciones, de los municipios.
While MedLife strives to take sustainable action that helps facilitate our communities to lift themselves out of poverty, we also take on projects that are humanitarian at their core. Often our nurses will work with patients who have irrecuperable disabilities or who require palliative care. And although this work is not sustainable in a literal sense, we are still very proud of this work because it helps improve the lives of those who need our help most. Let's listen to some of our Med Programs nurses talk about some of the humanitarian work that they're involved in.
Bueno, no muchas veces las personas que van por una atención a un establecimiento de salud o a un hospital es sacar una cita y a veces las citas son programadas de acá a un mes, cuando las citas deberían ser, o sea, para los pacientes que están en un mal estado o que la necesitan con mucha urgencia, algún examen, podérselas realizar. Pero hay veces en los hospitales no ven esto, o sea, no ven la necesidad ni la demanda de las personas que acuden a su servicio. Muchas de las personas que acuden al servicio tienen que entrar en una lista de espera para poder realizarse algún examen, para poder pasar a una interconsulta de cualquier área del hospital. Entonces, sí, hay veces esa es la gran dificultad que tenemos, ¿no? Dentro de los hospitales, dentro de los establecimientos de salud, porque manejan un límite de cantidad de atenciones.
Bueno, hacemos muchas cosas en el área de MedProgram, ¿no? La primera de ellas es la organización de clínicas, contratar profesionales, armar las cajas médicas, hacer mantenimiento de todas las cosas, ubicar comunidades con las que vamos a trabajar, hacer contacto con los mismos dirigentes, hacer reuniones, después repartir afiches, indicar fechas definidas, ¿no? Para poder hacer las campañas médicas. ¿Cómo captamos los pacientes de seguimiento? Precisamente en las campañas médicas, ¿no? En las campañas médicas vienen diferentes personas, nosotros aceptamos a todas. La única diferencia es que los pacientes de seguimiento son los que realmente necesitan el apoyo de MedLife. Pueden tener, como dice, recursos, pero no saben una buena orientación de cómo llevar su proceso en el hospital o de donde les corresponda dirigirse.
Muchas veces los pacientes de seguimiento a los cuales visitamos, ¿no? Son de las zonas donde muy difícil es el acceso de poder llegar a ellos, ¿no? Donde muchas veces no tienen un hospital muy cercano y ellos para hacerse el traslado es muy difícil, ¿no? Muchas veces los pacientes no cuentan con el apoyo de su familia o la familia no se empapa en la enfermedad del paciente y lo que uno quiere es que la familia también se involucre a poder apoyar, o sea, hay veces el apoyo del paciente es más un apoyo emocional que él necesita. Una persona mayor no puede ir sola a un hospital porque no sabe a dónde dirigirse, no sabe. Entonces, ese es el trabajo que nosotros realizamos, el poder orientar, el poder enseñarle, el poder apoyarlo, ¿no? En un tratamiento, en un medicamento, sacarle una consulta médica o hay veces tener algún examen especial el cual no le pueda cubrir el hospital, poderlos ayudar nosotros.
Nosotros ayudamos a pacientes terminales o pacientes ancianitos porque, como todos seres humanos, nos involucramos en el caso. No podemos dejarlo solo a un paciente que de repente ya va a pasar a mejor vida, ¿no? Nosotros más que todo es por apoyo moral hacia su familia, hacia su alrededor. Tenemos pacientes, tenemos ancianitos que están abandonados, que los han dejado los hijos. Eso pasó con un ancianito, que su familia lo dejó, estuvo en una casa de una señora alojada. Esta señora ya no podía hacer más, no podía conseguir pañales, llamó a MedLife para poder saber y mandarle una casa de refugio. Tratamos de contactar con un ministerio lo contactamos, pero este ministerio nunca, o sea, llegó, pero nunca hubo una salida para esta paciente. Y ahí donde nosotros empezamos de repente a llevarle una vez, 2 veces pañales o leches, pero no podemos involucrarnos más. Pero así también hay como el caso de otra paciente que tiene cáncer terminal. O sea, ¿por qué decidimos ayudarle a una paciente que tiene cáncer terminal? Porque el esposo está dedicado a la señora, se olvida de las otras criaturas que tienen adolescente, que tiene un pequeño. ¿Quién les da para sus estudios? ¿Cómo sustentan si el señor ya no trabaja? Por eso nos involucramos. Nosotros escuchamos todo su tema de estos pacientes, todo su alrededor, ahí donde entramos a tallar con un metro.
Muchas veces ver el mejoramiento de sus viviendas, hay veces en el estado que ellos viven, es en un estado muy deplorable, se podría decir, porque no la vivienda no está, o sea, condición para ellos, o sea, pasa la lluvia, no tienen una cama adecuada para poder dormir, entonces es ahí donde entra la ayuda social, ¿no? En poder hacer el mejoramiento de su vivienda, ¿no? Y en esta ayuda también, o sea, es una ayuda psicológica que le brindamos a la persona, porque muchas veces ellos necesitan con alguien con quien conversar, y hay veces es esa necesidad que ellos necesitan donde nosotros podemos evaluar la ayuda social de cada paciente.
In many MedLife projects, humanitarianism and sustainability are often interwoven. A great example of this is a project that was just completed last month in Casa Cancha, a community just outside the city of Cusco. This project was done in collaboration with the Wamantupa family. Carmen, one of our Med Program's nurses in Cusco, met the Wamantupa family in 2017 and found that their 13-year-old son, Juan Jose, had been badly scarred from his neck all the way to his chest due to an accident when he was 4 years old and boiling water was spilled all over him. Although Juan Jose's wounds had healed completely, he still had lost partial mobility in his neck. Carmen wanted to get Juan Jose the surgery that he needed to regain mobility in his neck, but knew that the Wamantupa's family's house was not an ideal place to recover from a surgery and could even be dangerous to Juan Jose if he contracted an infection while he was recovering. In April, during an SLT in Cusco, Carmen took a MedLife volunteer from Vermont Tech to the Wamantupa's family's house and made a personal appeal for the chapter at Vermont Tech to raise the money needed to be able to renovate the Wamantupa's family's house. Carmen wanted to get Juan Jose the surgery, renovate their house, as well as create a chicken coop, as well as a guinea pig coop for the family so that they could also be able to eat more nutritious food and combat malnutrition. A few months later, Vermont Tech was able to raise the funds needed to be able to start the renovations on the Wamantupa family's house. And in August, a group of volunteers on a service learning trip from Oakland University were able to finish the final renovations on the Wamantupa family's house, as well as install the chicken coop as well as the guinea pig coop. Now, Juan Jose has had his surgery and is currently recuperating in his newly renovated home. To me, projects like this really exemplify how MedLife brings together humanitarianism and sustainability in their projects. Juan Jose's surgery was not a life-saving one, and although the Wamantupa family will definitely benefit from the renovations that were done to their home, practices like this are not sustainable. However, humanitarian actions like these, coupled with providing the family with a nutritious and renewable source of food like the chicken and guinea pig coops do, really show how MedLife combines both humanitarianism as well as sustainability.
Our MedLife chapters are vital in ensuring MedLife's long-term sustainability. Students such as yourselves help us to engage in action and create change at home and abroad. The discussions that you guys will hold during your meetings and while on your service learning trip will continue to shape your lives even after you've graduated from college. Our MedLife chapters also help to ensure that we are able to reach as many communities as possible. Your participation in service learning trips enables MedLife to reach communities and patients that wouldn't otherwise be seen. And once you return home, you take what you learned abroad and apply it to your own communities. This engagement and action is what helps us create our MedLife movement and ensures sustainability for the future to come. We're now going to hear from some of our student leaders about what sustainability means to them and how it affects their chapters. Hi, we're here in Lima in San Juan de Miraflores on one of our mobile clinics, and we're going to be talking with some students today about sustainability and what it means to be a sustainable chapter. Hi guys, we're here in Lima on clinic. I'm with Taylor. Taylor, what chapter are you from?
I'm from the FSU MedLife chapter.
Awesome, and how long have you been a part of MedLife?
For about 2 years now. This is my second year.
Great. So I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. The first is, what does sustainability mean to you?
Sustainability means like a community, like building together and working on maybe like building better homes, building better health, like things like that. And I think MedLife does a great job with that because we're able to get the communities to work together and eventually like build a better community, like overall.
And what do you think sustainability means to your chapter?
I think it definitely means that they want to get more people involved, and they're doing a really good job at that right now. Like I've been getting a lot of people at FSU to come out, which is great. We've been building a stronger MedLife chapter at my school at least.
That's awesome. All right, thank you so much, Taylor. Hi guys, we're here with Rosie. Rosie's going to tell us a little bit about her chapter. She goes to FSU, and she's been involved with MedLife for about a year. Rosie, how did you get involved with MedLife?
I got involved through my friends, and I'm in a sorority, so a couple of my sorority sisters had gone to a MedLife trip and had told me about it and the great experience that they had. So
awesome. And to you, what does sustainability mean?
Sustainability means long-term effectiveness for a community or for an organization to keep providing the care as long as they possibly can. Great, efficiently.
Hi guys, I'm here with Chris. Chris, what school do you go to?
I go to Ohio State.
Awesome. And is this your first time on a MedLife trip?
That's correct.
Yeah. So to you, what does sustainability mean?
Sustainability means after we as students and a majority of MedLife in general can leave what we have set up with the locals, they can keep it going for as long as possible until either we come back or they can keep it going for the foreseeable future without it shutting down as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think that's a great definition. And do you think the work that MedLife is doing is sustainable?
Completely. I think that the process of you guys showing us at the beginning how past projects have not been sustainable and how you've shown us how to avoid that definitely helps in analysis of not only our education but you guys taking a step back and seeing just what we doing. Yes, it might be helping right now, but in the long run, is it going to pay off? And I think that's why MedLife itself, I like it more than almost any other program because we're not just going to help just then. What you're going to be doing is going to be helping people down the road.
Yeah, I think MedLife does a really great job of that and like learning from past mistakes. So, improving that medical mission model and developing the mobile clinic model that we have today with our follow-up care is really great.
Hi guys, I'm Marty Doyle. I'm a junior athletic training major at Slippery Rock University, and I'm the current vice president of our chapter. I believe sustainability is a community's ability to use their resources to better the individuals in that community, especially in the means of like health and sanitation, as well as housing and just generalized like food. MedLife stays sustainable by a lot of promotion. So as a chapter, you will get a lot of promotion materials to not only promote your own chapter, but just to promote MedLife themselves. So a service learning trip, individuals have to pay a service fee of $990, but that money just isn't going to the organization or going to the CEOs. It's going to provide medication, money for the development projects, and to pay for the doctors and other staffs.
When talking about sustainability, funding is often a question that arises. MedLife takes a very unique approach as we use our service learning trips, which directly fund our mobile clinics as well as our follow-up care program. Service learning trips also help to offset the cost of administrative fees. Service learning trips are what enable us to reach as many patients and communities as possible. An additional way MedLife is able to ensure financial sustainability is through GLE. GLE is a for-profit travel organization that taps into a market that already exists in Peru, tourism. GLE is able to use the profits and reinvest them into MedLife, creating a social business model. Thank you so much for watching this Med Talk. We hope you guys learned a little bit more about MedLife's approach to sustainability, as well as some of the humane decisions we make every day. Don't forget to tune in on October 30th for the next Med Talk.